A little more on how to set up a waypoint when given the coordinates by the JTAC. And one thing that the JTAC will not give you is the grid. And so you'll need to know that by mission start. You'll need to know what grid that you're working in. And grids are pretty large, so if you don't know, you can pull up the map, and you'll notice that up here at the top left, this is showing my coordinates in the military grid reference system, MGRS, rather than lat long. And that's an option you can set in the game, and then for everything we'll use that. And so that's what we've done here. And these first two numbers and this first letter, that's our grid, 11S. And you'll notice that most of this map is 11S. However, you can go to the east and you will get into 12S. And so it's possible there could be a target over here, might have a JTAC over here. So your mission briefing should tell you what area that you're, if you're doing a search and destroy, which is what we're going to do here, then you need to know what grid, because you'll have to push that in and the JTAC won't tell it to you. So let's go back in. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and select our air to ground, switch to CCRP, switch to our pod. Alright, now let's talk to the JTAC. Right now, I'm pointed at waypoint 1. I do not have a waypoint for where the target will be. I don't have a target. I'm just flying around. I need something to shoot at, so let's call up the JTAC. And we're going to check in with him. This is how long we want to ask him for, how much of his time. We just need 15 minutes.
X-Man 1-1, this is in field 1-1-1, F-16, November Alpha 8-1.
This is us. We're telling him what we have.
Armed with GBU-10, 500 cannon. Time on station is 0 plus 15. Available for tasking. What do you have for us?
Yeah, we'll wait for him to respond.
Infield 1-1. This is Axman 1-1. Type 2 in effect. Advised and ready for 9-line.
Okay, the 9 line is 9 lines of information. And so we'll go ahead and tell them we're ready.
Ready to copy. Line is as follows. 1, 2, 3, NA. 2,500 feet. MSL. APC. November. Alpha 3, 8, 6, 4.
You'll need to write these down.
8, 2.
The elevation. This information right here.
8, 8. West. 2,003.
You might want to remember this other stuff too.
Contact. Egress. South.
Alright, we are in active pause.
For remarks and further talk on.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up that waypoint. And I'm not flying. If I were flying, I'd want to turn on the autopilot. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that. And if I set this roll heading select, which I'm going to do, now I can control my heading with this dial here. And I don't have to manually fly the aircraft. So one thing that I've done, when you're in active pause, you're actually still burning fuel. And so I just pulled my throttle all the way back. And now we're going to set up steer point. Your steer points programmed this way using MGRS have to be 21 through 25. So we're going to push the steer point button. And now we're going to punch in a steer point, 2-1, enter. And now we want to switch. Right now we're in lat long. So we want to switch to the MGRS. So I'm going to hit the sequence one time and wait. And this will switch. Okay, now we're going to leave manual. And we're just going to go ahead and use the down to go to the grid. And remember, this grid is not in our instructions from the JTAC. Now on the map it showed it was 11S, so that's what I'm going to punch in. I'm going to press enter, And then we use the little rocker here to increment. It's on NPS, and I'm going to press enter again. And the square is the first information. The J, I guess that stands for JTAC. And then the next was NA. So now we're going to punch in an NA. I'm going to press enter. Now I can change the first character. And I'm going to press enter again. And I have A, so we'll just already in there, and it is NA. Now, this information will always be 5 digits, /5 digits. That's east north. If he gives you fewer, if he only gives you 3, if he only gives you 6, then you assume he gave you the first 3 of each, which will always be followed by 0. So if he gives you 8, that's 4. You'll have to enter the first 4 followed by, and I'm sorry, did I say 6? It's 5, followed by 0. And that's what he gave us. He gave us, and I did write it down, he gave us Juliet, November Alpha, 3864 5482. So he only gave us 4 of them. So we're going to punch in 38640 and then 5482, which is what he gave us. Then we'll add a 0 and we press enter. And now we're going to come down here to the elevation, which was 2,500 feet. Enter. Now there's one more thing we have to do. We have to go up here to convert and press enter on that. So we're going to go here, and now we're going to press enter. Now we have waypoint 21, and you'll notice it didn't really change. So we're gonna just, that's waypoint 20, and there's 21. And you notice now it shifted to the left. And if we zoom in here, we can actually find our target. Let's adjust the contrast. And we're going to zoom in. And I have, that's not with the zoom for the view, but I have a zoom function configured for this. Let's go to narrow. And there it is. There's my target. So I need to make that the sensor of interest is telling us that it's not. Now it is. And I'm going to go ahead and, if I wanted to laser this guy myself, I could zoom in really good. Now I'm going to select him. Well, first I'm going to go ahead and give him a quick laser. And now I'm going to push up on my target management switch. And that designates him. Now I don't have to use that. I could simply follow the waypoint, and because it's already so close, I don't actually have to even select that target. I can let the JTAC laser it. But I do want to watch as my bomb falls and see what happens. So let's go ahead and give, we're ready to copy remarks.
Ready to copy remarks.
He's going to tell us what weapon he used.
GBU 10.
Okay. We had planned to do that. I have that selected over here. And now we're going to give him a read back. This is part of the information.
November Alpha 3.
We gave him the elevation and the coordinates. And he's going to confirm it.
Read back correct.
Okay.
Report IP inbound.
So now we're going to go ahead and give him an IP inbound. He also should have given us the direction of the inbound. I don't recall if he did. Doesn't matter.
1-1. IP inbound.
Now let's go ahead and take it off.
1-1. Continue.
Whoa, what happened there? Oh. I should have set the turn that off. Let's get lined up here. And before I turn that on, I better get my heading set to about where I want it. See the little heading marker there? Alright, now we can turn it on. And now it's going to fly to the heading that I designate down there. And that's pretty close. We're going to shift it a little bit. We're going to come to the left a little. And get it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, this is a laser guided bomb, so it can apply some course correction. It will apply some course correction. All right, we're 4 minutes out. Oh, I've got to apply power. We're about to stall. All right, let's turn that autopilot back on. All right, let it correct our heading. Yeah, I pulled the power back to save gas and forgot to push forward. All right, let's go ahead and steer back to the right a little. Yeah, we could fly it, but let's just let the autopilot do the work. All right, we're a minute. Let's go ahead and get our view centered here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that autopilot off and just fly this myself. I'm going to go ahead and get a little more altitude. Oh.
Infield 1-1. Laser on.
All right, now the JTAC will laser the target.
Lasing. Mark is on a deck.
All right, 27 seconds. Let's go ahead and get back lined up here. Now, because he is going to laser it, and I don't have to, I can follow the bomb down. All right, coming up on 10 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and press and hold the weapons release. All right, we'll go ahead and turn the autopilot back on. And we'll follow that bomb down.
Infield 1-1.
And there you have it.